The fateful revival of Hidari and the unexpectedness of Two Blue Vortex is hinting at a major thing right now. Sasuke has already returned, and it's just that we didn't see him. He can be seen in all these panels, observing things with his newly acquired body, but he is definitely not this PNG image that I layered for comical reasons. Rather, it's Hidari, and this time for a fact, Sasuke, or at least his will, has emerged within this Shinju, and the clues which concluded me to this are completely mind-blowing. So here we are 9 months later, again discussing the disassociation and identity crisis of Sasuke's Shinju clone. But this time we actually have some solid hints that the critical thinking of this being has manifested into something which might actually be beneficial to the good guys. Well, the one who would be getting the most benefit out of this unexpected transition of Hidari is none other than his instinctual target, Sarada. While it may not get to the point where Hidari would give Sarada his Rinnegan, but it could definitely have the Shinju do something good for her, like by training her or maybe giving her some intel that would be crucial in her hunt for new powers. A direct training is something that I don't feel may come true, looking at how these creatures can emerge from each other's bodies using the claw marks. Still, Hidari having some sort of positive influence on Sarada is definitely a huge possibility. But before we dive deep into that rabbit hole, to understand why it's very likely going to be the case, let's try and figure out what has changed in Hidari ever since he was revived. I don't know how many of you may have noticed this, but ever since coming back to life, Hidari has went into this observatory mode, preferring to notice everything silently instead of giving his take on things around him. What's more interesting is the fact that the manga showed us Hidari's specific reaction to Court's escape, and looking at how he was the last person whom Sasuke saw before turning into a tree. What if this reaction of Hidari combined with the surveillance mode is the foreshadowing of something really huge? The Shinju's reviving with the Thorn Soul bulb was already a broken addition to their character and nature. You could simply tap this item on top of the mystery box, just like how you tap on that sub button to never miss my video, and boom, a Shinju is revived. But what if their transformation into this chakra fruit type of thing is the first step of their redemption? At least for Hidari, since he wanted to know the secrets of his identity and existence, until Jura asked him to stop going after questions whose answers won't make a difference. But as it appears, the secret to knowing himself could have actually made Hidari obtain the truth. He could be tapping into the memories of Sasuke after coming back from a death-like state, and the way it connects with the concept of reincarnation is really interesting. Core idea is that life doesn't end with physical death, but instead the soul continues to live by moving into a new vessel. But the case of Sasuke and Hidari may not be a literal reincarnation, rather death and revival of Hidari could be the bridge that ignites the essence of Sasuke within his body. It also explains why using the soul thorn to revive the victim won't infuse the memories of the Shinju into him. The birth of these humanoid creatures may create a being with a unique identity of its own, but the rebirth brings back the original essence of the victim into the Shinju's body, and this explains the mysterious silence of Hidari ever since he was revived with the soul thorn bulb. He could actually be Sasuke, monitoring the situation to play the best card possible. Another big reason for this theory to come true comes from the transmigration of fate that we have seen with several characters in the story. Jiraiya, the master of Naruto, whose DNA was used to create Kashin Koji, was assigned the role of fulfilling a major prophecy from the Great Toad Sage. A prophecy is a prediction made by a wise man or prophet about what's going to happen in the future, and Jiraiya's role of completing the prophecy is something that became a vital part of his destiny. The things took a more interesting turn when this legacy of Jiraiya was used to create Kashin Koji, and surprisingly, the clone of the prophecy seeker unlocked the power to look into the future. Basically, the role of Jiraiya got amplified when he got reincarnated as Kashin Koji. The same could be the case of Sasuke, who was able to bypass the effects of the big lie that omnipotence created to make everyone an enemy of Boruto. He trusted Sarada and decided to protect the traitor, even though it meant losing his reputation yet again. And now since Sasuke has got a Shinju reincarnation, we can expect an even major amplification of his role. And I believe finding the truth behind the identity and helping the good guys from fighting the Shinjus is what Hidari is destined for. Moreover, we have seen Sasuke betraying multiple people throughout the story of Naruto, so Hidari amplifying on that trait just to become a traitor to the Shinjus is a highly highly plausible possibility in my eyes. Now that we are done with Sasuke's comeback theory, let's get to the possibilities of Hidari unlocking the essence of Sasuke in some other way. If the Shinju is actually getting his mind taken over by Sasuke, then it could be because of a symbiotic relationship that he is now sharing with his victim human. The use of Soul Thorn could have enhanced the essence of Sasuke within Hidari's body, enabling him to look at his memories. This may be why he was looking at Code, as he must have triggered a strong memory of Sasuke in his mind, considering Code was the last person whom Sasuke saw before becoming a tree. And if the Uchiha has actually gotten into a symbiotic relationship with his Shinju clone, then we can use the example of Momoshiki and Boruto to understand what's going inside Hidari. Basically, Sasuke's essence is acting as an influential element to the redemption of Hidari. If it's not a direct parasitic relationship where Sasuke would be the inner demon forcing Hidari to redeem, then it's very likely an alignment of Hidari's desire of getting rid of his identity crisis and the memories of Sasuke acting as a fuel to the fire. After coming back from death and being exposed to the essence of his source human, Hidari could be going through a change of heart, and this drastic transformation is not unexpected to the plot for various reasons. The first reason being the one that I already discussed, the transformation of a character's legacy into something that would go well with the plot. Secondly, Sarada needs to get more stronger, and training under a Shinju could definitely take her a step higher in the power level hierarchy. Previously, the instinctual feelings of Hidari forced him to prey on Sarada to fulfill the collective goal of the Shinjus, an evolution fueled by the desire of attaining knowledge. But upon having a change of heart, he could be the one to help out Sarada, realizing he was on the wrong side till now. Remember how Kashin Koji said that he feels like he's connected to Konoha by fate, and later he ended up becoming a shadow protector of the village. Something similar could go down with Hidari, as currently he feels like he's connected to Sarada by fate, but eventually he would realize that his true goal was to protect her and the Leaf Village. Furthermore, Hidari means left hand, and connecting the dots back to Sasuke, we know he didn't want his left arm back as a form of atonement for his sins and crimes. But looking at how Sasuke's left arm is now merged with the Shinju tree, what if he gets his eye and arm back after getting released? Looking at how the Soul Thorn was able to revive the entirety of Hidari, I won't be surprised if the revival of Sasuke would get him his lost parts back. This makes me believe that the existence of Hidari was a manifestation of Sasuke's sins, and since the Shinju will help the good guys in destroying the world-ending threat, Sasuke will gain the ultimate atonement that would not only make him the savior of this world, but would also grant him a fully abled body and a functional eye. Finally, the biggest hint for Sasuke taking over the control of Hidari, or the Shinju himself taking the will of his human counterpart, comes from the confusion that he showed at the time of his debut. He was too concerned about how he came to existence and what this life truly means. Maybe after realizing the truth behind his birth, which was based on the life of another living creature, Hidari could understand how miserable this life actually is, cause even his identity is not his own. He's basically a mixture of a human's chakra, a shinjutsu, and the 10 tails. The complexity behind his existence could be one of the reasons for him to switch sides. The unnecessary pressure of devouring an instinctual target could be too much for him to handle, and a little exposure to Sasuke's memories or feelings might be enough for him to understand what's right. Hidari's betrayal also got foreshadowed the day he expressed his curiosity in knowing the truth behind his existence. There will soon be an ideological clash between him and Jura based on the way they perceive this new world. Jura is considerate about the other Shinjus. He is literally leading them and igniting his evil ideologies into their minds. Keeping aside the villainous aura held by Jura, there is still a part of him which cares about others' philosophy and goals. However, Hidari is being written more as a character than a villain. The quest of self-discovery has made him follow Jura's ideology of acting on his instincts. But what if he discovers a new way to act on his instinctual desire? It's a theory that I have been thinking about for a long time, but with the reveal of Hidari's mysterious behavior, it now seems to make more sense. If you had paid attention, it was Jura who asked the Shinjus to act on their instincts and devour the person who comes to their mind. But what if that person is actually the key to redeeming the Shinjus, and just because of that, Jura wants them to get devoured in the name of intellectual evolution? It makes sense considering how after unlocking some of Sasuke's memories, Sarada could be the next step to Hidari's full-fledged redemption after she reveals the reality behind his existence. And if you remember the confrontation between Sarada and Hidari, it was left incomplete after the Shinju asked her who she is. So what if her answer in their next confrontation would be "I'm your daughter, dad," which would either mark Hidari's redemption or Sasuke's complete takeover of the Shinju's body. If you like this video, I'm sure you will enjoy these theories as well, where I explain the time travel twist of Boruto along with a full review of the latest chapter. So make sure to check them out and I will see you next time.